Well, there were other legal developments. This case is obviously getting all the attention because it's ongoing and it's happening in real time. But the fact of the matter is, and Nate touched on it, at least one case, that classified documents case, could be delayed indefinitely. And then separately, we hear that a Georgia court will indeed hear an appeal of that ruling that had Fani Willis still on Trump's election interference case. Obviously, the Trump team wants her off. So two potential victories could be coming the Trump legal team's way. Ronald Chapman, a federal defense attorney, extraordinary, kind enough to help us out with this. Ron, first off, I do want to get into Stormy Daniels and her testimony in this case, but I did want to get your thoughts on these two legal matters, big ones, that could be delayed or put off. What do you make of them?
Yeah, absolutely. First, an indefinite trial delay is not something that is abnormal. Often when you have something like classified document investigations and defenses that need to be prepared, delaying a trial until that can all get resolved is a prudent thing. So I'm not surprised by this. And that doesn't mean forever. This trial could proceed eventually, but the judge simply doesn't know the date. So I don't think that that's strange, but that does likely mean that Trump will not have to see a classified investigations trial before the election occurs.
Now, what about on the Fani Willis case? That also could be pumped up against the election. And if it gets too close, that too would have to be put off, right? Especially if the Trump folks succeed in getting rid of Fani Willis, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And for that case, my eyes are really on the Supreme Court right now with respect to what is considered an official act. I do believe that there will be some portions of the Supreme Court's decision that have an impact on even a state case. It just makes sense. You can't prosecute somebody in state court if they would have immunity under federal law for the purposes of preventing a state from impacting an election.
You know, Ron, if I can go back now to Stormy Daniels and her testimony, it seemed to me, and you're the lawyer, I'm not, but that it got out of control there. And maybe that was by prosecution's design to get all this tawdry stuff out there, to plant seeds of doubt about the veracity and the honesty of Donald Trump. I get all of that. That's what prosecutors do. But the judge didn't do squat. And then he's later complaining about the defense not objecting enough. What did you make of that, the fallout from that?
My issue is who's in control of this courtroom currently. Now, the judge saying after the fact that he would have liked some of those details to be kept out really begs the question, why didn't he do something to stop them? From my understanding, we had defense counsel objecting as these salacious details were coming out. The judge didn't rule on it, even when the judge would, and we've seen this as defense attorneys before. Stormy Daniels was volunteering information and trying to kind of do the prosecutor's job by slipping stuff in there. The jury will see that, and I'm sure defense counsel will highlight the fact that she is volunteering this information because she's there auditioning before the jury and before the American public.
But she's saying a lot of things that maybe the defense would wish she hadn't, but that they can't unhear that. They can't compartmentalize that and say, all right, I never heard some of these things with the satin pajamas and all the other stuff. So wouldn't it make Donald Trump potentially, to some, all you need is one juror, I guess, more of a sympathetic figure?
I think that it absolutely will. This will have a blowback effect on the prosecution for one simple reason. If they had the facts related to the cover-up, the payment issue, then they certainly wouldn't have had to get into this salacious information. A confident prosecutor is one who knows their case, can tightly control it, and prosecute the facts of their case. A prosecutor who's not confident is one who searches for all the salacious details and extraneous information to try to inflame the jury's passions. American people are smart, and they will understand exactly what's going on in that courtroom.
Well, very early on in the process, as you told me, Ron, but we shall see. Ronald Chapman, federal defense attorney, thank you. Much appreciated there. The political fallout from